Okay, so we are going to start then. We did mitosis, which is PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. It is division of the nucleus, and then the whole cell cycle, though, the whole part from going from one cell to two cells, we saw where we have something called interphase. That's where a cell spends most of its time, is in the interphase. It's making new chromosomes, it's getting larger, it's making more Golgis and ribosomes and everything that your other cell's going to need, right? It's going to be an exact copy. So it's doing all that during interphase. That's why your cell is spending most of its time there. There's a lot of work to do. Then once it hits mitosis, after interphase, it starts mitosis and it goes through PMAT. And at telophase, you're turning into two cells. We go through something called cytokinesis, where the cytoplasm splits. And that's where we ended at. So we have something, and I'll ask the kids, they'll have their cells on their desk, they'll have their two cells, and I'll ask them, I'll say, okay, well, what if you were going to make a baby monster? What if an egg and a sperm, you have to have an egg and a sperm to fertilize? And I'll ask them, okay, what if your two cells, what if one was an egg and one was a sperm, and they combined? What would happen? Well, if you look up here, if this and this combined, say this is an egg cell and this is a sperm cell, and they combined, your baby would have 12 chromosomes. That is not okay, because our monster only has 6, right? So what has to happen is that I have to split these two cells. I've got to split them again, so that I will end up with 4 cells, and the 6 chromosomes will turn into 3 and 3, 3 and 3. And I need half the number of chromosomes in my eggs, and I need half the number of chromosomes in my sperm, right? I know it's probably weird to think about, but when you were a fertilized egg, you had 23 chromosomes from your mom in the egg cell and 23 from your dad in the sperm cell. And when they combined, it gave you the 46 that every human has. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. So the monster is mated and will soon have a baby monster. In order for that baby monster to be conceived, an egg with, now in these monsters' case, it's going to be 3 chromosomes, and a sperm with 3 chromosomes. Once again, for humans, it's 23 and 23. That's how we get our 23 pair, our 46. But in this monster, so that we're not having to count out so many chromosomes every time, we're just doing 3 and 3. So first, let's make our cell with 6 chromosomes again. What is the first thing that happens when we're duplicating cells? So basically, I am walking them real quickly, very quickly. I'm walking them through everything we did the previous day. So the first thing that we have to do, if you remember, was we have to double or duplicate our chromosomes. That was the first step. That's happening in interphase. All right, so what happens here is we have a parent cell that has 6 chromosomes. It goes through interphase, and we now have 12 chromosomes. Here, we're going through prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. We're going through mitosis, and we end up with a cell that has 6 and 6. Now, I know I have these down here. You can write them here. I prefer to put the numbers inside of the cell. All right, so it's a cell with 6. We go through interphase. We double to 12. We go through prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. We split these chromosomes up, and we end up with 2 cells that each have 6. So how many chromosomes do each of the daughter cells have in them now? Well, it's 6. How many chromosomes would the baby have if this egg and sperm met up? If this egg and this sperm, say it was an egg and a sperm, I know that's not going to happen because it's coming from the same one here, but they would have 12. Can this be accomplished and have a healthy offspring? Well, like I just said a second ago, no, because the baby would have too many chromosomes, right? It would have 12 instead of the 6 that we're supposed to have. So the baby should get how many from mom and how many from dad? Well, we put it up here. In this scenario, you need half from mom and half from dad. So half of 6 is 3. So I need 3 from mom and 3 from dad. So therefore, we have to go through another cycle of meiosis. So basically, meiosis is making egg and sperm. So what we did the previous day, this was making like skin cells, your body cells. This right here, meiosis, is making egg and sperm. And doing that, you go through mitosis once, then you have to go through mitosis again. So it's called meiosis because it's egg and sperm, and this is the second round. All right, so basically I'm taking what I had here, these two cells, and I'm starting again. So I'm going to put 6 chromosomes. I'm just going to put 6 chromos. So right now they have their string and they have their toothpicks, and they went through mitosis. They went through what we did the previous day. Now with their 2 cells sitting there, I'm telling them to go through mitosis again with those 2 cells that are sitting there. So we're going to go through PMAT, and I'm going to put 2 here. It's the second time. And everything is second time. There's 2 cells. It's PMAT 2. We're going through everything again. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. So I'll have them do that to both of these cells. And when they get done with that, and they split these chromosomes into 3 and 3, and then the same thing down here. These 6 chromosomes are going to split into 3 and 3. So these are now called, if you're a female, this would be an egg cell. If you're a male, these would be your sperm. So one egg cell has 3 chromosomes, and one sperm cell has 3 chromosomes. The zygote, which is a baby, that's when you have an egg and sperm come together and they fertilize. It is called a zygote. They don't call it a baby yet. They don't call it a fetus. They call it a zygote. Is then just a single cell with 6 chromosomes. So that's what I have them do. Once they get done with this meiosis 2, I'll say, okay, now if you were to converge these 2 cells and make an egg and a sperm come together, how many chromosomes would you have? And you would see that it would be 6. What is this process called when the zygote begins to build new cells? Because all of you started out as a single cell. You were a single egg cell, egg and sperm came together, and you guys all had your 40, you were one cell with 46 chromosomes. Then you guys started building more and more and more cells, and the building of these body cells, like what we did up here, that is called mitosis. So the building now that these little babies are going to do is called mitosis. So at the beginning of meiosis, we start with, you start with 1 cell. I know right here it looks like you started with 2, but remember, we started up here. We had 1 cell. At the end, we end up with 4 cells. Okay, so this was the final product right here. I just couldn't fit it all on one page. We started here with 1, went through mitosis, or meiosis 1, and then once we got these 2, I put them down here, and we went through meiosis 2, where it's really just going through PMAT again, mitosis 2, and you end up with 4 cells. So here's the deal. Girls, you do not make 4 egg cells. You make 1 egg cell, and the other 3 are called polar bodies. They're a little bit smaller, and they basically are just dead material. They die. So you get 1 egg cell out of this. Boys will make all 4 of these will be sperm. So boys will actually make all 4. Girls, you go through all that to get 1 egg. All right, which you are born with your eggs. You're not making eggs right now. So your meiosis is done and over. Boys continually go through meiosis and make new sperm. Girls, you're done. Your egg cells are already there. All right, so anyways, all I want from you guys is to make sure that you've filled this out, completed it, and show me that you've done that. So you're going to get your points for just turning this in and showing her, taking a picture of it, however you want to do it, turning it into me and showing me that you did follow along with the notes and completed them. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know, and I will talk to you later.